this is San and today I will be showing you how to create a simple illustration in Procreate. This tutorial will be very beginner friendly, so even if you're new to digital art or the app itself, you can definitely follow along. So also for those of you who would like to create what I'm creating here in some other software or maybe app like Photoshop or ibis Paint, can definitely follow along. Like whatever feature I will be using here are readily available in other softwares and apps also, so you can definitely replicate what I will be creating. The tricky part on your side would be that whatever feature I'm using, you need to locate those features in the said app you will be using, so that will be the tricky part on your end, but you can definitely follow along what I am going to do here. So let's move on to the tutorial then. So let's get started with the tutorial. Let's start with the canvas. The canvas we will be choosing will be the square one, the default one that is available on the Procreate app. So let's take this. Okay, so this is the canvas for those who are new to the interface of Procreate. So let's choose a color. So for those of you who would like to replicate what I will be drawing, I will leave hex codes for the colors I am using in the description below, so you can copy those, maybe create a palette or use those when you are creating the illustration that I will be creating today. So let's choose this color. That will be the blue one. Let's take this, and the brush we will be using is under calligraphy, the monoline brush. We will be using only this brush for the whole illustration. Also, I would like to show you one setting that I use, that is Streamline. I have kept it at max, so I'll show you the difference between the ratio, whatever percentage you take, what will be the difference. So at max, this is how smooth lines are, and at very 0%, this is how the lines turn out. So at max you get more smoother lines. The higher you go on the bar, the more smooth you get. I will like to keep it at max, but you can choose whatever you want. So now let's select the color. This is the blue we'll be taking. So now we'll create the circle, and you can tap your finger to make it a perfect circle, or go to edit shape and select circle. You can do either of those options to create a perfect circle. Now I'll drag and drop the color. So let's move the circle in the center. I will be using that arrow tool, and then I have also turned on my snapping, and I have selected uniform and turned on my snapping. So this will bring out these lines which will guide me to bring this circle in the center of the canvas. So this is the center, and this is how big I want the circle, so I leave it at that. So now let's move on to layers. This is the layers menu. Let's create a new layer, and this is the layer 2, and we will be working on the new layer. So let's choose a darker blue color and create water. You can tap on the screen to create a straight line and leave it at that. Let's complete the figure like this and drag and drop the color. Now let's go to layers menu and click here to select clipping mask. And now what will this do is, whatever we are drawing will be drawn inside the circle. Whatever pixels I have on the layer below, I can only draw on those when I'm creating. I have selected the clipping mask. That is what it does. So we have selected that. Now let's create another layer and choose yellow, maybe orange color for the sun, and we'll create another circle and tap the screen to make it a perfect circle. So let's leave it at that and drag and drop the color. Okay, so I don't like the position. I'll choose this arrow tool and move this sun where I like it, and maybe make it a little smaller. The settings are same as the before one, so let's leave it at that, and let's zoom in a little. Okay, let's zoom in a little. Now I will be using my fingers to draw these dots around the circle, so you can definitely do that. Zooming in helps for that. I will not be using the pencil because sometimes you get these weird lines like this, so you don't want that. You want perfect circles, so use your fingers if you are like not comfortable in drawing with the pencil like I am, or maybe use the pencil, whatever works for you. So let's create like a whole boundary around the circle. And you can definitely undo, redo stuff, and like make things like the way you want. You can always redo like I am to create the perfect outline, like if you are a perfectionist like me. So let's just fix this up. So this is it. This seems fine, but I'm not quite happy with it. So let's go to this menu and choose freehand and create an outline like this around the dots we created. And let's select the arrow again. Just a second. Yes, select the arrow and let's move it around like where I want this. So this seems good, so this is it. We can change it later. So this is it. Now let's move on to the next step. Like let's create another layer. Before that, let's clip this. I forgot to clip this, so let's select the clipping mask and create a layer above this. This will already be clipped because the layer above is already clipped, so this layer will also be clipped. You don't need to clip it. The arrow, the downside arrow you're getting is the sign that it's clipped to the layer below. So now let's move on to canvas now and select, like turn on the drawing guides and then select edit drawing guides and go to symmetry, and you have to do nothing else and just do done. And now you have like, let's take a darker reddish orange color maybe. Let's choose something like that for the boat space. This color seems fine, so let's draw on this layer, this new layer that we created. So this is the layer. Now let's move on. Like this drawing guide will like help you create whatever I'm creating on one side will repeat on the other. Like I'll show you like this. We can create arcs like any other shape we are creating. We can create arcs, and like whatever I'm drawing on one side is like being drawn automatically on the other. That is what the symmetry tool is for. So let's do that and create lines. Like I told you, you can create perfect lines and hold your pen, like don't pull your tip up and the lines will be straight, and you can use your finger to make them like on 90 degrees. Like you can create those lines on some angle. So this will be it. Let's create another one here. Let's redo that. Like I don't want those corners that are coming out. Just a second, let's do it again. Let's zoom in a little, and now we'll do it. Here. Now I'll hold my finger, like tap my finger, and this will be created on an angle, and drag and drop the color. So this will be the boat space. Now we'll create another layer and we'll keep that layer below this one. So let's drag it here down below. So you need to remember that you need to turn on drawing assist on the new layer. Like this will create like the symmetry tool that is on. If it's turned off, then like the symmetry effect that we get will not be there. Like the drawing will not be on the both sides. So let's turn this on and select some brown color. Now let's create a line. Again, don't lift your finger pen like pencil, and tap your finger to like create the lines at an angle. And let's do this. Okay, now let's create another layer above this layer. So like this will also be clipped like previous layer. Now let's choose a white color. Like you can double tap on like corners to get the pure colors. So let's double tap here and get the white color, and turn on the drawing assist here also, because if you don't, the drawing will not repeat on the other end. So let's create some arcs. Let's do it like this. Let's create one more. Okay, so I don't quite like it. Let's create another one. Okay, so let's hold it, and what we can do is like the arc is created, you can create lines and such with this, not lifting your finger. So we can leave that and click edit shape, and we can like change the arc however we like it. So let's move it a little. This seems perfect, and let's leave it at that. So this is it. So let's drag and drop the color. So this will be our boat. So and let's like move on to the water layer and create a layer above it. So again it will be clipped because the layer above and below is already clipped. So before that, let's turn off this drawing guide so it doesn't get in our way when we are drawing, and also don't forget to turn off drawing assist for all three boat layers, like these three boat layers that we have created. So let's move on to the new layer we created and create some lines and the white color we chose. So you can like drag, like pinch and maybe move the canvas, so it makes it easy to work on the piece. Like it's very handy however you like to move the canvas, it's easily you can move it. So I like to like move things around to make it easier for me to draw. So let's zoom in a little and let's create some lines. Again tap to like straighten the line and like place it at an angle. Like move in a downward, like as you move down, shorten your lines to create this effect. So I don't quite like the position. Let's undo this and redo this line that let's erase these and create another line. Now this is too close, so we'll go to edit shape and move this around. You can do that with the edit shape also. So I have moved it where I like it. So here's the illustration. Now let's create some clouds. Let's create a layer above the above this line, these lines, and create some clouds. And sorry for this dragging video, because like my camera gave up on me, so this is what happened. To sort this out, I made the video a little faster so it doesn't look that odd, but I hope you can understand like what I'm doing is simply creating some straight lines, and then I'm creating some arcs above those, like simple arcs, to give the shape to the cloud. And I can change the arc with the edit shape. If I don't like those, like you can do the same. So we'll do that. Also remember to like close the, like when you're doing the clipping mask now, you need to close this shape, because if you don't, when you drag and drop the color, it will fill the whole canvas, not the cloud only, because the shape is not complete if we don't complete it. I hope you get me. So let's create another cloud here, and let's do this, and let's create some arcs. like we did before, and now I don't like the position, so let's move it. Let's choose this tool with free hand selected, and let's create a line around it and choose this arrow to move this around. So let's see where it looks good. So let's move it here, and let's like stretch it. We can go to freehand and stretch it. When we have selected the uniform, the shape will stay like as it is. It won't move however I like, but with freehand I can move it however I like. So let's go with straight. Now let's remove these lines that I created. Again, very sorry for the video, my camera gave up on me again, so please bear with it. So now like let's do alpha lock on, like when you have alpha lock selected, whatever you're drawing will be within the pixels that we have created. So here's the alpha lock selected on the boat, and let's select a darker color than the color we are using, and keep it at max the brush size for, like again we are using monoline brush only. Let's create some shadows. Sorry. So let's create some. Again you have to select the alpha lock so that the lines don't go out of the whatever area you wanted to draw it at. So now let's do this, and again let's select alpha lock, and remember to do that, otherwise your lines will go out. So now let's do some dark, like a darker color like grayish color, and create some shadows. Let's fill in those shadows. When creating shadows, always remember that where is your light source. Like our light source is sun, which is on the left side, so our shadows will be on the right side. So this is how we are going about the shadows here. We are doing very minimalistic shadows, so this will be it. Before moving on, let's give it a background color also. To, like, we can go to background color and select something light, like some yellowish color maybe. This looks good, so let's leave it at that. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope it was easy enough for you to follow along. And if it was and you liked it, do consider subscribing to my channel, because I will be posting new videos such as these in the future also. So for now, bye bye.